It's Kirk today.
Kirk.
Still prefer Picard.
Captain Kirk.
No, you're cool, man. I like you.
There's something on the wing.
He's got the hair. Like, it's not a beard, but he's got the hair. Pull that mic in a little bit so we can...
I used to have hair down to about like there. Oh, shit. Yeah, it was itchy.
Okay.
It's many times. I fell into a candle once when I was at a show.
Right Field Studios!
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the podcouch. This time we don't have Ben, but we have a special co-host, Kirk, our graphic designer for YouTube channel.
Happy to be here.
He does our logos and festival posters. What else do? You do lots of stuff.
I get fucked up at the festivals.
Oh, yeah. If you've seen him at the festival, he had the gut strut going on. Today we're here with, the Jesse James Show from Hamilton, Ontario.
The Jesse James Medicine Show.
Oh,
Signs right there.
Sorry, guys.
It happens. It still happens all the time.
I once introduced myself as James and him as Jesse.
That did happen.
that actually
and to
did.
this day, people
But instead,
think...
this is James, and that's Jesse.
Yeah. And to this day, people think he is Jesse James, and I'm just some schmuck.
Yeah.
You know?
Just back there.
I am some schmuck, but...
You're just back there doing everything.
yeah, a little bit.
A
Yeah,
schmuck.
a little bit of everything. Just enough of everything.
I would say you're more than a schmuck, bud.
But yeah, we're the
that's
Jesse
nice.
James Medicine Show from Hamilton, Ontario.
That's right. These guys are fucking awesome. If you didn't check out that live at the Whiskey Pit, get over there and watch that because I think we got some cool video and audio captured there.
Heck yeah, it was
You
a lot
guys
of fun.
killed it. That was a hell of a set. Thanks
Oh
for coming
man, it's
out.
looking amazing, and yeah, we're excited to see the final product when it comes out. It's going to be sick.
Yeah, we're super happy to be out here. That you had an opening and just
That's right.
needed a band, and yeah, we were happy to jump on.
We had a last minute cancellation. You guys
It
were
was meant to be. It worked out, you know?
easy to schedule with a 2-piece, right?
Oh,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Right.
very
Yeah.
simple. There's, you want to play tomorrow? Yeah, sure. Okay,
Yeah.
let's do it.
Yeah, I just told my kid he'd have to walk himself home from the baseball game, not picking him up. I'm just kidding. I don't have a kid.
I was gonna kind of lined up a question and then dealt with it
Yeah,
right
yeah.
away.
I knew that was going to have some inquiries attached to it, so got that out of the way.
Yeah, so normally Ben's firing questions off, but I know
Yeah.
Kirk did a little bit of research on you guys. And
Yeah, well, first off, I'm interested in the name. Like, obviously, Jesse James, that explains half of it. But what about the medicine show? Can you dwell on a little bit of that for us?
Well, first off, it sounded cool.
it does sound cool.
Yeah, and there's a history of a couple bands that have the Medicine Show in the title. The big one, I think, is Dr. Hook and the Medicine Show. And then, of course, Old Crow Medicine Show. They're a little more modern. They had some hits, but, like, I don't know. The Medicine Show was just, like, it was a way to sell things to people. He used to
Right.
sell, like, snake oil and shit, and they'd have bands rocking out, and they'd be like, "Oh, do you got the aches, the quakes, and the shakes? We've got the formula that's going to help you and stuff
Yeah,
like that."
dude.
And they'd have people playing music to like try and sell their product, and we just kind of liked that concept, and the whole name flowed. And since we were Jesse and James, Jesse James is a Western outlaw.
It's
Medicine
awesome.
shows are kind of Western.
And
It
you
all
guys-
just fell into place.
You guys have the whole vibe too, like I said, with the wooden boxes. You got the fucking duct tape on your guitar.
It's to keep this from falling off my shoulders.
Dude, it's all part of it though, right?
Yeah, it's actually.
You guys got a little vibe to yourselves.
Yeah,
Speaking of which, I want to talk about that little setup that you have with that symbol.
Oh, the crash symbol. Yeah.
Like, did you just like bend that symbol, or how?
No, that's from kicking it too hard
Oh,
many
okay,
times.
okay,
And
yeah.
so I thought when you mentioned earlier about James doing a little bit of everything out there. Before it was just me playing guitar. I wasn't even really singing at that time, and so I thought I can't let him steal the show the entire time and just be literally the schmuck he was saying. I can't be that guy up there just playing guitar. I got to do something else. So
Right.
Can't have a rock band without a crash symbol.
yeah, you need a
Got
crash
a
symbol.
crash symbol now and again. It's
So
gonna
yeah,
happen.
Yeah, so he created this contraption, and I figured, okay, this looks kind of cool, and that's how it worked out from there. So.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's got like some foam under the pedal too for some
Yeah,
resistance, I guess.
The pedal is actually flipped around, so the beater flips up instead of flipping forward.
Right.
So it hits up into the cymbal. So we had to turn it around, which means it like clicks down on the floor.
Yeah.
So as he stomps on it, you'd hear like a big click if there wasn't a chunk of foam underneath it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that was a problem in the studio
Yeah.
when we were doing
Absolutely, that was incredibly annoying to deal with, but we dealt with it.
Yeah. You had a solution.
Yeah.
So how did you guys meet? What, just like longtime friends in a back
Yeah.
alley somewhere?
Yeah, well,
or-
it was more of a music store than a back alley.
Okay.
But,
You know what though? If you took a couple of photos of some of the parts of the music store, you'd be like, "Is that a back alley?"
yeah.
And if you looked at some of the people who worked there, you'd be like, "That's a back alley. That's a back alley." But yeah, we worked at a music store together, and we were bored, so we started chatting, and then we were like, "Let's rock."
Yeah, we realized we had a lot of the same music that we like to listen to at the same time, so I figured we'd go from there. And he played in a metal band with me for a while, and
Yeah.
we had drummers and singers and all that, and then realized a few months later we wanted to do something a lot easier
Oh, so
than
you
having
guys
to do with other
had
people.
played together previously?
Yeah, we played for a while.
In
for
a
years.
hard rock heavy metal band. I was on the kit. He was doing lead and stuff.
Right.
And then
What was that band called?
that band was called Dead Men Tell No Tales.
Okay.
It was not a pirate themed band.
Is there anything out that anybody could listen to still?
If you really, really wanted to, which I can't imagine why anyone would at
Wouldn't
this
it be
point.
on Bandcamp?
No, there's YouTubes out there.
It's
that-
on
yeah, there's
YouTube?
a couple songs on YouTube on there. Yeah, which again, I can't imagine why anyone would want to do that. But if you feel so compelled, Dead Man Tell No Tales has 2 songs up there, and I
That's
could
cool.
not remember the titles.
You
to
don't
save my
remember the
life.
titles?
Oh, The Sky Is Falling. That was one of them. That was a good one. That was a
Sorry,
fun
you
one.
brought back some funny memories.
Yeah, it's
That's funny.
that's a long time. I haven't played that in
Yeah.
ages. That one.
Yeah, that was a good time. And we honestly, when we were in that band, we just partied.
We
That's
just
like-
had fun. It
Yeah,
was
we
great.
just found out that we were buddies, and we were like, let's just party, and we did not take it seriously.
how many people in that band?
Four.
Four.
There was
Yeah,
four.
four.
He joined after this one drummer disappeared, which has been happening to
Drummers
bands.
do that.
It's been happening to bands for 70 years.
Yeah,
Band members,
yeah.
you read the biographies of bands from the 50s, and the drummer disappeared somewhere, and it's to this day it still happens. Right?
If it's
So-
Spinal Tap, they spontaneously combust, but every other band, they just into the night, they're gone.
except him, he stuck around. So.
I'm still here.
Yeah, he's still here and still playing really well. So
The Jesse James Madison Show.
that's
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
It's like you're getting fucking snake oil medicine.
That's what it is, right? The rock and roll is the snake oil medicine. You know, it's just like it makes you feel better. It's got everything. Rock and roll is like the #1 genre for us, man. It's got the aggression, the attitude. It's got the sexiness.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
fun. You can dance to it. Like it's got everything. It's
Perfect music.
Yeah.
It's really quite
Yeah.
perfect music.
You can bang your head. You could clap in the audience.
You can
could
jump up and down.
Hell
You can
yeah,
scream
man.
in the corner if you
Yeah,
want. You
yeah.
can do whatever you want with it.
You can dip your girlfriend and stick your tongue down her throat. You can dip
That's-
your friend's girlfriend and stick your tongue down her throat.
We're getting R-rated.
Sorry. Dipping?
No, I didn't say
It's
stop.
nice. Yeah, it's good.
Tell me more.
But yeah, that was kind of like the mission statement when we started the band. It's just like we just wanted to remind everybody that like rock and roll is great, and it's funny. Over the years, like people won't let us call ourselves a rock and roll band. It's like it's not good enough for them.
They call
wanna-
us like
they wanna
blues rock or anything like that. Blues rock, psychobilly, punk,
Any
and all
like
this.
1,000 subgenres they just want to throw on us so they can
Right.
put us in a corner and categorize us and stuff. Because I don't know, when we say rock and roll, people are like, oh, so like radio music, like the stuff you hear, like the top 40 stuff. And I'm like, no, not really. Kind of old school rock and roll.
Yeah.
You know, the soul of rock and roll, where you got your Chuck Berrys and your Little Richards,
Jerry
you know?
Lee Lewis, Fats Domino, that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
then,
That's sick.
and then later on in the 70s with like say the Stooges, the Ramones, and even early Misfits and all that kind of stuff. That's
Yeah.
all right up. Black Sabbath is too is a
Yeah.
big one
Yeah.
for us. Like Motorhead. Those are that's kind of what we're looking at. So.
And it is funny though, because like there's some people won't book us for gigs because we are a rock and roll band. They're like, we're looking for punk or metal or harder music, and
You guys
and
could fit any bill,
absolutely.
really.
And we're just out there to prove that, right? Not in any sort of arrogant way, just for the sake of rock and roll. That like this genre fucking kicks ass.
Yeah.
It really
like rock
does.
and roll is like it's got the dirt, man. It's fucking good.
We've been able to play with some really neat bands. We've been able to play some death metal bands. We've been able to play with some like country bands. We
Right.
played with hardcore bands. We did Sunday hardcore matinees where we were clearly the only rock and roll band out. And we thought it was. We asked them. We said, "We're going to do this show. Like, you know what we sound like, right?" And, yeah, cool. We'll book you with some good bands. And next band, straight up hardcore. So I guess we're playing with you guys today. Great. So
Good music is good music, though.
Yeah.
So
it
You're
just
right.
permeates. Yeah.
Fucking
So
right.
you guys have such a unique sound that I found. Now, when it comes to writing your original songs, What is the structure behind that? Do you two work together? Does one write one separately? Does James write another one? How does that actually work?
It's funny. I think it's all of the above. The majority of it is like, because we're a rock and roll band and we're a very guitar focused band, most of these songs start as riffs and we're like, damn, that's a cool riff.
That's a keeper.
Let's get some lyrics on that. You know, lyrics are almost always the second thing we write because, and you're always like, these better not be dumb lyrics because I don't want to ruin this kick-ass riff we wrote, right? We've got this awesome riff. We better not start singing some bullshit over it. So then we just sort of buckle down because like the riffs flow so naturally. This guy just pours out riffs. I can pour out some grooves and stuff like that.
It's like a riff waterfall.
Yeah, and
We're from Hamilton, the city of waterfalls. So there you go.
Yeah,
It
the
worked out
waterfall
perfect.
capital of the world. Just found that out.
He's not lying either.
We have Teenage Head and waterfalls.
Google that shit. You'll find it out.
Yeah, Google it.
Seriously,
later
man.
after the interview.
Yeah, watch us first.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, we're so guitar centric that like, yeah, we write lyrics afterwards, and when it comes to that, it is kind of like just buckling down and doing some work, right?
Right.
Like a lot of people think like if you're in a band, the music should just like come from the sky somehow, like like it's gifted upon to you, but
Sometimes.
yes, occasionally
It does
we have the
happen.
odd song that like popped out of nowhere and was like, whoa, that was complete right from the start.
Right.
But for the most part, it's you know, we come up with a riff and then the two of us like do some actual work.
You have to put your
we
head down and
flesh
actually
that
work.
out into
Yeah.
a song, and we're like, and we really work at it and stuff.
You put
like
the
that.
wax on the hood and give her a polish.
The
right?
chain wax.
Yeah.
It's a Key and Peele reference. Yeah.
Simpsons impersonation. Go.
Boy, I'm not leaving yet. All right.
No, he's not leaving.
Premium, dude. Premium.
People like dogs, Mr. Burns.
Thoughts, my little dude.
Yeah. Regalvanize my towers and vulcanize my car. Post haste.
Smithers.
Yeah.
Whoa, my name's Otto. I loves to get blatto.
That guy's fucking hilarious.
We both wanted to be Otto when we grew up.
Yeah.
We're only
everybody-
we're half there.
That was
Yeah.
the plan. Be auto when you grow up.
Just
We weren't-
drive a bus full of kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, endanger children on a daily basis.
I couldn't
Just
pass the
life.
bus driving exam, so I couldn't
No,
even do that.
no.
So
Fucking shred on guitar, though.
that's what I went to after.
Right.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Are you guys both originally from Hamilton?
Born and raised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Born and raised. And I,
Right on.
other than maybe 2 years
Steel
in Vancouver
City.
when I was a child, back in Hamilton the entire time. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hamilton.
yeah, it's
So
home.
Cool place to
people
grow up.
are-
Say it again.
Cool place to grow up.
It is a cool place to grow up. I mean,
You guys got a decent music scene.
We
it does.
do.
It does. It's got a reputation. You know, we're the home of Teenage Head, and we're kind of got this reputation of being like a fucking.
Wasn't Finger 11 from Hamilton, too?
Pretty
Nah,
sure,
they're,
yeah,
they're
yeah.
from Burlington. Those
Well,
dudes are from
yeah, I guess,
Burlington.
yeah.
I mean, the one thing
Yeah.
about Hamilton is we're extremely proud because we grew up in, or the city is because we grew up in the shadow
Monster
of
Truck
Toronto.
is a dope band,
They're
too.
great too,
Yeah.
but they're very Hamilton centric because they knew that they grew up outside of Toronto, which is like considered this thing. And
Right.
I don't know, man. Toronto's it's just a big city, right? Like
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
We're
but
very fond of it,
Like,
like,
growing
living in
up in
Hamilton.
Toronto's shadow, Hamilton has this sort of like fuck you attitude. You
Yeah.
know, it's
We
just
can
like
see you across that lake. you
Yeah,
bitch.
literally.
We see you in your tower and your
Yeah.
sky
Yeah,
dome.
when the
Yeah.
smog isn't choking everybody. I can see your stupid city, but it's I mean. It is a rough city. Like, it's a rough scene and stuff. Like, people will dick you around if you're not smart and prepared. Like, I remember when we first started, we used to get gigging at a local place more or less every 2 weeks. But we found out that the guy was basically just kind of like using us as this band to bring in like our friends to drink beer. Like, he did not care about anything. He just like knew that like a bunch of our friends were going to come and drink beer.
Yeah.
It was like no work was put into anything. So like it is a rough city. It's got a good scene and stuff like that, but you got to be pretty on the ball if you want to make something happen there. It's It's not easy, especially if you're not like a punk band. People want to hear punk from Hamilton. I don't know. It's weird. That's
it is
just what
really,
they want to hear.
You find that a lot. You mentioned
Yeah.
Teenage Head, Forgotten Rebels are still a huge draw in Hamilton.
There's a great production company that's localized in Hamilton called Fuck You 2 Productions. Great name. And they do some really good shows in Hamilton. And they're mostly centered on doing punk, hardcore, metal, and stuff like that.
Right.
So for those three genres, I'd say Hamilton has a pretty fucking awesome scene.
Yeah.
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 And if you're a band in Ontario and you play one of those genres, book a show in Hamilton, dude.
Yeah.
It'll be worth it.
venues to play too. Like you got
the Doors Pub.
Doors
It's
Pub.
one of the
It's my
best places
home.
to go. It's the Doors is around the corner from my house.
like
It's
that's DIY sound, but it's
entirely
it's an
DIY.
insane venue to play.
Yeah,
It is,
and
and it's-
right down the street on Queen. There's the Casbah, which has
Yeah.
great sound,
Yes.
absolutely great sound. We've got a bigger place called the Gasworks, Bridgeworks. Sorry,
Gasworks is an old Toronto place.
yeah, Bridgeworks, which is in like an industrial part of Hamilton, so it's in a big warehouse building.
We've got
Right.
Mills Hardware downtown, which
yeah,
is
it's a
pretty
little
good.
bit smaller.
We've got
yeah.
the Cork Town, which is in more of an
old school
residential
pub
neighborhood.
vibe. Yeah, it's like very old school, very like
Pub's been open since-
indoctored. Yeah,
so it's
into
been
the
op-
neighborhood. You know what I mean?
It's been
Very-
open since the 20s, I think,
Yeah,
or something
yeah,
like
it's
that.
like-
Like an old pub.
Yeah, it's in a bit of a weird spot because it's so old that it used to be the hip spot, but like 50 years ago, the hip spot moved away, and now it's just residents.
It's all like
So it's all
houses
these
and apartments
houses, and then all of a
everything,
sudden, boom, the
Yeah.
venue right there.
Yeah, there's
Like,
a
yeah.
pub with loud music and 2 floors. So
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, we
I
got some.
fucking love Hamilton though.
Yeah, we got a lot of cool stuff going on in Hamilton. I mean, we got even after this, we got the Forge FCs playing after
Yeah,
this. I'm a
and
big-
right
Nice.
now, like as we're filming this, they're doing Supercrawl in Hamilton.
That's
And yesterday, shout outs to London, amazing band from London, Mall Crimes, playing at the Hamilton Supercrawl yesterday. That was fucking awesome.
Oh shit!
I know this has already happened, so if you missed it, I'm sorry, but fuck yeah, Mall Crimes. Fuck
nice.
They're a sick
Check
band.
those
We
guys
play-
out too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we play with them. I think just the one time we played with them, but they're
Yeah.
awesome band to play
We
with.
have
Awesome
not
people.
had them on our show.
yeah. Oh,
yet.
super good.
Oh,
super
man.
good band from
Great
the
band.
London area and around there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I've heard the name floating around there before.
They're getting big, and they deserve it too.
They're
really
playing
good
some
songs.
shows, man. They're doing
Yeah.
some big stuff.
Good songs, man.
Putting
Just-
that work in.
But yeah,
You got another question there, Kirk?
I do. Yeah, you've told us about some good experience. What I want to hear is what is your worst gig experience that you guys have ever had?
Oh,
you don't have
worst
to do any
gig
name
experience.
drops, but the worst gig experience you guys have had. Tell us the story.
Oh my
Peterborough.
God.
Peterborough is pretty funny.
That sucked because it was just pure nothing. Like it was a nothing gig. It was just almost pointless even to be there.
There were 2 paying customers,
Yeah.
and the pub was closing in a week and didn't tell anybody.
But honestly,
until 3 days later.
Now that you mentioned that, I think because I was talking earlier about when we started, we got kind of taken advantage of by one of the owners of one of the venues in Hamilton.
Yeah.
We did a show there once, and there were 0 pays.
0.
0 people.
0 because and we were asked to do it like that day. They had a band drop out, and they kind of sold it to us like it was a good opportunity. Like, oh, this band dropped out. We've got a slot. Could you guys make it in? And we were like, yeah, we'll make it in.
Yeah,
And we go
totally.
in there last minute, and like couldn't drum up anybody to come because we had just gotten the message like hours earlier.
And it was a Wednesday night or something like
yeah,
that
yeah.
too, right?
Right.
So,
And it was when we first started, so we are eager to play. So I remember we were going to go on to get play, and the sound guy just walked up to us, and he goes, "So, there's been 0 pays. You can play if you want." And me and Jess were just like, "We'll just fucking go up there and rehearse."
Yeah, we're here
And
now.
Like,
We might
yeah,
as well do
okay,
some- do a
screw
couple
it. So we
fucking
went up and
songs,
did
so.
that. I mean, that sucked for that reason, but we've also had I've had one gig where just everything broke. Everything broke.
That sucks,
The
yeah.
drums fell apart because I got that weird drum setup. They were just sliding all over the place. The bass drum wouldn't hook on to the house. I'm sorry, the bass pedal wouldn't hook on to the house bass kit because the rim on it was too fat.
bass
so it was
drum
just
ends up about that far away
sliding
from him.
all over the place.
He's
My
doing this just to kick the bass drum.
middle of the set, I'm like, why is my A string constantly going out of tune? Oh, I know why it's going out of tune. Pop! Just fucking everything going wrong. You can use my bass, says the guy in the other band. It's a 5-string. I've never played a 5-string before. So I'm just like, oh my God, I'm just slogging through the last half of this set on a 5-string. Like, and like I'm singing and playing, so I can't look at it and like really see where I am. So I'm just feeling my way through these 5 strings and not doing well at all. That was embarrassing. There was a mixed bag gig where we played.
You got a great memory here.
I'm sorry, you jogged my memory, but there was a really mixed bag gig where we got to play.
He's really good.
They'll know what we're talking about when we say this, but we played like a haunted hayride, which on paper was so cool, and there were so many people there. But the stage was like this rickety wooden thing with holes in it, falling all over the place.
The wood was so old, you're on a trampoline. Pretty much, I remember that actually. Yeah.
Sound was going off into nowhere because we were out into nowhere, and like none of the people were interested in the music that was happening. They were all lined up to go into the haunted houses and onto the hay rides and to get the treats at the vendors and stuff like that. So like nobody was paying attention. So even though there was like
one kid one kid came up and asked us if we'd do a Motley Crue cover for him. So we'll play some songs and hopefully you like them.
Yeah, but like, oh my God, like people there, they just weren't there for music. So it was rough. You went up there and you gave it your all, and like you could hear nothing, and you got nothing back from an audience. But at the same time, we got free tickets to go on the hayride.
That was pretty awesome. The hayride
that was awesome.
That was the best part of the whole night. Actually,
yeah, that part was awesome. But the playing part of the night was a goddamn nightmare.
That's your payment for the night. We'll give you a hate.
The only one I could really add to that was the show we did. We did a couple shows in Windsor where we did a show and we were like, okay, we got to get out of here. We got to go home. Enough of this city. Let's get home. And for whatever reason, my phone turned on the weird route, so it took us on all the back roads and everything like that. And so, okay, there must be an accident on the highway. Halfway home, we almost ran out of gas. We couldn't find an open gas station. We're in like Leamington or wherever, tiny little like. Okay, there's got to be something open here.
Honestly, though, I think the worst gig was the one where we just went to Toronto and nobody bothered to tell us that the gig was canceled.
Oh yeah, oh no, that was like 2 months ago.
It just felt like a dick move.
Like we showed up.
Show up to the bar and the bar's like, "What are you guys doing here?" We're like, "We're playing. There's a show," and they're like, "No, the host of the show canceled it."
Yeah,
and they only called the bar though. They didn't call any of the other 3 bands. So there's another band sitting there just like drinking beer. Like, this sucks.
Yeah.
So we drove out, wasted gas money for literally nothing
to go to Toronto.
Yeah, Toronto to stomach the downtown Toronto traffic. Try to get my gear in there.
I'd set up outside and just start busking outside.
Oh my God,
we could have actually. Yeah, could have just gone to Yonge and Dundas and busted the people there. So
I was so mad.
Yeah, right.
I was so mad.
We need a ride home.
Yeah, I was just like, oh man, let's just get out of here. This shit. Like,
that was.
But yeah, there hasn't been one like ultra disaster gig though. I think there's just been a bunch where a lot of stuff didn't go right. But since we're well rehearsed, we just power through it.
Yeah.
You know?
How often do you guys rehearse?
Twice a week.
2-3 times a week. If we can get to 3, we do.
If we can get 3, we do. But
that's a healthy amount.
Yeah. And yeah,
when we realize we're at a really lucky stage in our lives where we have pretty wide open schedules where we can practice like that.
Yeah.
We have to, and if you're a musician, you got to take advantage of that. You can't just
for sure.
let that opportunity go.
It's weird. So. Like the older we've gotten, the more we're like, any day where we're not playing music is a wasted day.
Yeah.
Like, why aren't we just, because, you know, as you get older, you're more and more aware of how finite your days are. And you're just like, yeah, every day where we're not playing music or working towards making the band better is a day, not a good day. We don't like that. We want to, every day we just think, what can I do for the band today? If it's not rehearsal, it's like, let's work on that song we're writing. Let's, you know, clean up this part, or let's think about this on stage. Let's get this, make a banner or something
check about
like
the
that.
price of shirts and CDs pressing. And
there was a story behind the banner too, wasn't there?
Oh, well.
It wasn't my dad's suit. I told you. He wore a brown corduroy suit in his very first wedding, and I saw a picture of him, and he had hair down to like his waist, and I said, Jesus, Malk, you couldn't get your hair cut for your wife? I did get my hair cut. And he says, that's the 70s. You know, so.
The banner is just, I was at a garage sale, and this guy was just like giving away sacks, empty sacks that had coffee beans in them. They're just big burlap sacks. And so I took a couple of them and I cut them in half, and I made that out of one of the halves because I didn't want to just go down and buy a silk flag like all the other bands, because it didn't fit us. It wouldn't look right.
Yeah.
And
like I said, you got a certain vibe to your band. The burlap matches it.
And everything is like DIY, so having one thing like really professional made would have just stuck out like a sore thumb,
right?
And stuff like that. So I'm happy I went through with making this. It's a unique, really nice banner that you can see from the
What
back
font-
of a club.
What font is that?
I have no idea.
Our friend drew it up for us. Actually,
Yeah,
he
so-
drew our logo, and that was the font that he came up with.
Our
So we can't
friend,
even figure it out.
Does some original art. Actually, the thumbnail you guys used on the promotion thing is his original art.
That's sick.
So he did the font for us, and then I like blew it up and traced it onto this so I could paint it. So that's his font, like Western-esque font.
Yeah.
Max
you know?
Shade. Max Shade.
Shout
is
out
his
to
name.
Max Shade in Hamilton. Amazing artist.
Shout out, bro.
And buddy, good buddy too.
Really good friend of ours. Yeah.
He also looks cool. He dresses like a cool.
Oh
ass
man, he
motherfucker.
looks awesome. He always has he has this snakeskin outfit, like jacket and boots that he wears. He just looks super cool, man.
He's a character.
Here's a token.
Yeah, man.
Any shows coming up after that?
A week
You wanna promote?
today.
On the 21st.
23rd.
23rd?
23rd. We're 23rd.
I'm glad he caught me on that.
It's usually him catching me. But we're at the how do you pronounce that then? Palisade Social Bowl in London.
London, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, man.
Probably the best venue we've ever played at,
Right
but
around the
ever
corner
been.
from me.
Yeah.
It's such a
You
great
might-
spot.
You might catch Kirk there in the
Oh,
crowd.
yeah.
Oh
The
man,
London
that'd be
man,
super
Kirk,
cool.
yeah.
There we go.
It's a sick venue, honestly. You go good food, bowling,
dude.
some games, and tunes.
Fun fact: Marty, who runs the place, went to high school in Hamilton. So there you go.
Nice.
Yeah, he went to high school with my lady's brothers.
Yeah.
I looked through their yearbook, and there's Marty in the yearbook and
Yeah.
everything. So he's got the whole market cornered out there for a venue.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
So if you're in
So
London
Hamilton
on the 23rd,
trying to bring some fucking music scene into London.
I,
That's
you
nice.
know what? It's a perfect place to go. We love going to London. It's
Yeah.
So if you're in London on the 23rd, go to the Palisade,
Check
man.
that
It's a free
shit out.
show. We're
That's
playing.
right.
We're playing
come
with
in.
Cattle and the Thunder Queens. Thunder Queens are 14. They're like two 13, 14-year-olds. Two of them aren't even in
Really?
high school yet. They're children, and they fucking kill it. They are so children. So when we played with Bloodshot. I didn't say it that bad. When we played with Bloodshot Bill, just after the whole world saddening ended, during the same day, he was in London at some library or something, and the Thunder Queens opened from there too.
Nice.
So he comes down the road and he's all exhausted. Oh god, he's sleeping in the back room like this because he just did a whole hour and a half show with these girls who said they gave me a run for my fucking money, man. They killed it. And
Yeah.
So yeah, we're playing with them and Cattle, which should be a really, really fun time.
Cattle's
on the 23rd.
sick, too.
Oh yeah,
Cattle's
husband and wife do.
You know Cattle, though. I know you know
Everybody
Cattle.
knows
I
Cattle.
know you know Cattle.
And if you don't,
Sorry. It's-
go check them out with these guys on the
Yeah,
23rd.
man.
Yeah.
23rd, you said?
23rd,
Yeah.
and
Palisade Social Bowl,
the
London,
16th,
Ontario.
the 16th of September, we're in Hamilton.
Yeah, this
Playing
will
with-
be out after that, though.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
Sorry,
So
you've already,
you'll have to
we
go.
played great.
Yeah, you'll have to go track down Marty and Doc Brown, and 88 miles an hour, and get back next
There
week.
you
Okay,
go.
And
do
then,
that for us.
you know what you should do is follow these guys on other socials because more upcoming shows will be coming. You can just be like, oh, I can check that one out.
That'd be
Absolutely, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and brand new Spotify. Spotify, that one thing that apparently we're supposed to have.
How many songs you got up there?
awesome. 4, I believe.
4.
We're gonna have
Yeah,
4
4.
up there.
That's enough. That's enough.
Yeah,
And then
we
it's
played
for-
one of them. We played here at Ryfield Studios.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if you like our 4th number, Lucretia's Room, go check it out
Yeah.
on Spotify.
What was the pirate one?
Modern Privateers. That was
Yeah.
That was one. That was a collaborative.
That was-
one that we wrote 100%. Well, 50% each.
Yeah,
I
that
should
was
say.
that's a good example of
That's a
like
dope song.
of us really working at something. The concept of like trying to make a bagpipe sound on the guitar and then working out a melody, and then from that fleshing that out into a full song. I mean, that's actually a great example of how we do things.
Yeah.
That one we actually recorded in London at the Sugar Shack for our debut album, which should be coming out in the coming months. We'll be sending it off to mastering any week now. Any
Okay.
week.
So that means you gotta follow them.
You have to.
And
It's
they got more
required.
music coming out on Spotify. So.
Yeah, and that'll be as soon as the mastering's done, we'll be releasing it on CD and tape, and then we'll be waiting quite a few months for vinyl. But CD and tape.
It's more of a couple of years at this point now. We got to wait a
Oh
couple of
yeah,
years now
yeah,
for vinyl.
yeah. We'll be dead
Couple
before the
years
vinyl
for
comes
vinyl.
out.
In some cases, it's a year and a half because
Wow.
of the demand is out there. And
I did not know that.
There's a pressing plant in Burlington, actually,
Yeah.
that does that kind of stuff, precision pressing. And, you get all these bands say they want 100, 200, 300 copies of the record, which is fantastic. But say whoever the hell runs Columbia Records or whatever says, right, I need 20 million of this title here, and
They get first dibs.
and they'll do it because you know that will sell, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
smaller bands and smaller orders get put in the back. It just it happens, of course.
Because we'll be doing CDs and tapes. Apparently, I've heard tapes are back or hip again. You guys like tapes? We're making tapes.
Yeah, weird, eh?
Yeah.
We're also gonna have a Jesse James Medicine Show pencil, so you can put it into the tape and rewind it properly to fix it up.
Genius. Genius.
I didn't even think of that. That's
Yeah,
great.
see.
Well, the little grooves already on it, so it just locks in.
Everything the Jesse James Medicine Show does grooves. So
That's sick.
I like that.
These guys are so easy to interview.
yeah,
We're too busy talking to ourselves.
you
and
actually
stuff.
you don't ask the stupid questions, which is really
Oh
refreshing.
God, yeah, exactly. It's
Like, who are your influences?
We're just shooting the shit, though.
Zeppelin, Rush, like
And
like,
Norm
you just say-
Macdonald.
Tell me all the mainstream bands.
Yeah,
Like,
every band that everybody lists all the time.
yeah.
Yeah,
You guys know them all.
yeah.
we've heard that name. We're gonna use it as an influence.
Premium, dude.
Premium. The Jesse James Medicine Show is premium, dude. Yeah, and you can catch all this funny banter stuff when you come see us. We like to keep it loose and fun.
Bit
We
of
like
a
to
comedy
talk.
show, too.
Yeah, we like to talk to people before and after too. So
Yeah, I throw
Yeah.
out the odd joke now and again. They're all stolen jokes, but whatever.
we both.
What
do
is
once in a while.
not stolen these days?
That's so true.
Everybody said something.
Yeah. That's why you have to pass it off as a cliche. I didn't steal that. That was a cliche.
I changed that one note.
Yeah, I changed that one note.
That's my riff, bro.
That's mine. Now you're stealing it from me.
Yeah. Anyways, I got to urinate. It was fantastic having you guys out here on the pod couch.
It's
You guys
been a lot
ripped
of
a
fun,
fucking
man.
killer set for us.
It's a
Killer.
comfy
Kirk, if you got anything left to say,
I just got to say it was great, fantastic. Thanks again for having me out as well.
yeah, dude.
Check these guys out; they will not disappoint.
That's right. As always, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on our socials. Follow these guys on their socials. We'll have all their links down below in the doobly-doos. The Jesse James Medicine Show, everybody. We'll see you next Tuesday. All right.
Next Tuesday.
Later, everybody.
Peace out.